The boy was heavily sedated. The procedure they were about to perform was quite experimental, to say the least. The grid pattern focused in on the boy's stomach, the location of the anomaly.
Dr. Claus, how's the feed?
Coming in clear, Doctor. You may proceed.
Okay, first incision in the abdomen now.
He gently pulled the scalpel through the skin of the boy's stomach. He parted the skin and inserted the forceps.
It's odd.
What do you mean by odd, Doctor? Well, the form, the shape, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a fetus. Not one that I've ever felt before, at least. Well, Doctor, when's the last time you removed a fetus from a 12-year-old boy?
Point taken. Removing the fetus now.
He pulled upwards, the fetus resisting his attempts at removal.
Okay, come on now.
He pulled once more.
There we go.
As he slid the object out of the boy's stomach, he gasped in horror.
What in the...
What is it? What's happened?
He raised the object to the camera. Welcome back. Today I bring you SCP-3565, Meat Baby. Please remember to subscribe. I've never been to Ireland.
This isn't a vacation, Agent Chen.
Oh, for sure. But if it takes an extra day or two to figure this out, we might as well check out Stonehenge or something.
That's England.
Oh.
Which is why we're going to talk to Marissa.
'Cause she's Irish.
English.
Right.
Vacation.
What is it with the two of you and vacations? Work. It's work. I figure having you with us could help smooth things over if the situation calls for it.
Logical. I'd be happy to join. When are we off to then?
Alright, we should be arriving close to noon. Before we turn out for the night, let's go over the plan one more time.
Right.
This is a briefing, Chen, not a bedtime story.
Briefings are my bedtime stories.
Please proceed, Dr. Claus.
Thank you. Okay, so what we know so far is that a boy somehow had a uterus and what appeared to be a fetus placed inside of him. What was actually inside of him was a 1 kilogram chunk of meat.
Yummy. Any leads?
We have some odd reports of a diner that was recently going out of business but has miraculously returned to profits. Just so happens that the boy frequented it recently and it's near to his home.
Right. So that's the first port of call.
Sounds like a good starting point. Night-night, boys.
Happy Bovine's Bonanza of Beef?
That's the place.
Definitely anomalous. Nobody would go into a place with that name without some sort of mind control.
Alright, we're two tourists who want burgers, clear?
I mean, I'm pretty hungry.
No, our cover.
Not much of a cover. I haven't eaten since we landed.
Let's just go in.
The layout of the restaurant appeared like most any fast food chain. From a cursory glance, nothing seemed out of place. You go order lunch. I'll have a peek around.
Roger that.
As Klaus moved off towards the counter, Chen made his way to the staff entrance. A quick glance, nobody around, and no security pad. He stealthily opened the door and walked into the back room. It was dark, and an odd rotting smell filled his nose. Yuck. In the distance, he saw something move. He couldn't make out what it was, but it seemed to be alive.
You! What are you doing back here? You're not allowed to be here.
Sorry. I could have sworn that this was the bathroom.
The bathroom? Are you mental? It's the other side of the restaurant. Who are you?
I mean, with the smell in here, can you blame me? I'll show myself out. Chen made his way back to the door.
Who are you?
He looked the man dead in the eye. He walked out.
What happened?
Busted. Looks like lunch will have to wait. Chen and Klaus walked back out of the diner.
I'm not so sure about this.
Don't worry, Chen and I will be nearby.
It's not that. I just don't know if I can pull it off. I'm not trained for this.
The worst that happens is you get caught out. We get you out of there and come back with an MTF. Chen, would you back me up on this? Chen? Chen!
He looked over to see Chen greedily stuffing more food into his face. Marissa nervously walked towards the diner.
All right, simple enough. Play the part Kloss explained to you. Any problems, they're watching me.
She entered the diner. The same man Chen had had the altercation with stood behind the counter.
Hello. Welcome to Happy Bovine's Bonanza of Beef. Can I take your order?
Health Inspector, we've had reports of food poisoning and unsanitary conditions.
What? You must be mistaken. Everything's very clean here.
Never mind that. Here's the order of inspection. Let me see your food preparation stations.
The man pointed to the areas surrounding him.
They're all right here.
What about staff areas?
The staff areas are for staff. There's no food prep there, only storage.
Show them to me.
The man squinted and looked at Marissa more closely.
Why are you so interested in the staff areas? Who are you, really?
I told you, Health Inspector.
Nah, I don't buy it. Get out of here before I call the police.
You're making a big mistake. I'll be back.
She turned and walked out. It seemed like they'd have to get into the staff area a different way. It was close to midnight now, and the diner had just shut its doors. Chen, Kloss, and Marissa crouched in the trees. Okay, you two stay here, out of sight. Keep an eye on things and let me know if anyone comes back.
I still think we should have called for an MTF.
It's fine. Just a little recon mission. Kloss nodded back. Next time, though, could you both wear something a little less bright? Chen rolled his eyes. Amateurs. He picked the lock and made his way into the restaurant. Somehow, with the lights dim and nobody around, the entire place took on a much more sinister atmosphere. He made his way to the staff entrance. To his surprise, the door was partially ajar. He pushed the door open and walked inside. That same putrid smell was still there, but now fainter. Damn it. Chen rushed to the back of the room where he had seen the strange moving thing earlier. Gone. The owner must have cleared it out earlier in the day after their sloppy attempts at getting into the room.
Chen, back of the restaurant, someone's there.
On my way. He rushed around to the back of the restaurant. In the trees behind, he saw two men. Hey, stop right there! From the other side, he saw Kloss and Marissa making their way towards him.
Go! Get out of here!
The other man disappeared into the shadows. Chen reached the restaurant manager. In his hands was a sealed plastic bag of minced meat.
You!
Yeah, me. You're coming with us. They had brought the man to the local Foundation site for interrogation and to analyze the package he had with him. So that definitely was the stuff in the back area.
Yeah, and it's an identical match for what we pulled out of the kid.
What is it? Looks alive.
From what we can tell, it's not alive, but it does grow when it's fed with milk.
So, some kind of regenerating beef?
Not quite. It's partially beef, partially pork, and human.
Chen shot back a disgusted look.
Yeah, I know. I think it's time we have a chat with the restaurant owner. Mr. Ferguson?
I want my lawyer.
I think you misunderstand who we are. We don't operate within the framework of the law or government. Answer our questions, or else. The man gave Chen a nervous look.
The meat. What is it?
I don't know.
You'll have to do better than that.
Look, business was bad. The price of beef was through the roof. Some guy came to me and told me that I could have a near infinite supply of beef. The deal was too good to be true, but it was my only chance of saving the business. I took it.
What about the fetus?
The what? Listen, I don't know about any fetus.
Kloss looked at the man closely.
What about the boy?
The man looked nervously around the room. The boy, tell us now.
You have to believe me. I didn't know what he'd do to them.
Them?
He wouldn't accept money. He said I had to bring him supplies.
You mean the boys?
Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know about his experiments.
Who is this man?
We don't know his name, but you saw him last night.
Come on, you gotta give us something.
All I know is they call him the Rebirther.
SCP-3565 is a 3-kilo mass of ground porcine, bovine, and human flesh. Approximately 10% of adult humans perceive 3565 to be a human infant of variable appearance, though affected individuals, who are themselves parents, will often describe 3565 as looking similar to their own children. Individuals affected by 3565 feel an extreme compulsion to feed and care for 3565 and will become distressed if they are refused contact with it. Testing has shown that 3565 is not alive. Despite this, 3565 is capable of metabolizing human milk, and doing so delays the putrefaction process and gives 3565 limited regenerative properties. SCP-3565 requires approximately half a liter of milk a day to maintain these properties. If 3565 is given milk in excess of this amount, it will slowly grow in size proportionate to the amount it was fed, though it will revert to its original size over time if feeding portions are brought back down. If 3565 is not fed, or is fed less than half a liter of milk a day, it will begin to rot like non-anomalous ground meat. Additionally, individuals working near or with 3565 when it is unfed have reported hearing a baby crying, with the frequency and intensity of the crying increasing the longer 3565 goes without feeding. The number of individuals who perceive 3565 as an infant has also been shown to increase over this period. 3565 is to be kept in a storage room at Site-51. If anyone working at Site-51 displays symptoms of 3565's perception-altering effects, they are to be transferred off-site and anesthetized immediately. Once per day, personnel assigned to 3565 are to insert a half-liter bottle of human milk into 3565 and are not to leave until the bottle is empty.
Never be afraid to question. If someone makes fun of you for it, question why. If something seems too good to be true, it often is.
As always, have a care and remember to subscribe, like, and share. If you would, be sure to stay tuned for part 2.